as we get into the next pair of sixes here, we got these two, and there'll be one more six coming in a later pin. That's actually the smaller one. Bryce has got 6-3 hooked up to the bottle there right now. So pedigree again here is Philosophy, back on Burst Littermate's sister that was champion red and reserve grand at the Ohio State Fair Junior Show there last year for the Fearon family. So 6-3 and 6-5. I'll let Joe talk about them.
Well, I would just start off by saying that, there's going to be, I guess, 5 of these particular mates. So if that doesn't give you, that look like this, if that doesn't give you some confidence about feedability in these, I'm not sure I can help you. Man, when he gets these pair hooked up, I get kind of excited. 6'3" is unique. He's so good looking, big bodied. Man, if that one's not stout enough for you, I don't know what to tell you. I guess you just like him a little stouter than everybody else does, because that thing is big at the ground. Man, his toe spread, I love his foot shape. I know it's maybe a little harder to see, but standing here next to him on the pin, I mean, his toe spread, the shape to his toes, and just how it builds from there up. Big pin, square hocked. I mean, that hog is wide going away, but yet he's still so square and stays underneath of himself. And I think that's something, in my opinion, not to get on a tangent here, but that's missed, right? Boy, to still have some genuine width and spread in these hogs, I think is something that needs to be chased after and desired more maybe than it is. But, man, this one just hits me really hard in terms of look, in terms of stoutness, his body shape, the way everything fits and blends. That's a dang good show bear. If you don't like him, I don't know. I guess we just won't agree.
Well, yeah, I would agree with everything Joe said there. I mean, this one brings all kinds of extras in terms of density and still got a tricked out look up front. And, that one can take anybody's feed bucket, in my opinion. Now, maybe not anybody's. I mean, I think that one has to roll a little slower to some extent, but he just looks like a very, very fun one to feed. And you probably see on the camera there as he comes at you just how these sixes have got huge feet, big legs, big dark toes. And as we move to 6'5" here, it's going to look like he's a boar pig on screen, but he is actually castrated. The reason he is still swollen is because it took me a long time to cut this one, and I won't be too proud to admit that every day since then I've had a little regret doing it, because I like this one extremely well. I'll see what Joe has to say about him.
Yeah, he, again, not to be repetitive, but big feet, big arm, big dense rear leg that's still square and functional. Man, this guy's just chest and blade, the way it ties into his forearm, his width of skull, it is just ultimately impressive. I love just his length of body, and I say that maybe just with a little difference. He's not a long-bodied hog. That's not what I mean, but just the way his length and height and ratios and everything blends from a balance perspective. You study that guy, the way he drops out of his spine, the way he ties in terms of his lower rib cage. That's a square, boxy-bodied one. He's got big feet, big dew claws. Everything about this guy just reads stout and dimensional everywhere. Still neat looking, the right kind of build. That's a dang good pair of bears.
Yeah, I think Joe hit it head on there, or nailed it, in my opinion, because I think one of the things about this hog that is so unique is his proportions, his height to length ratio, and just where his head and neck come out of the top side of his blade. And I mean, you can see his upper skeleton there on the camera. I mean, this one's got a head that can be a boar, but he's got a head that can be a very elite show barrow, in my opinion. I think interesting from the fact of how tall-shouldered he is and how short-bodied, but still long-hipped, and exciting pair here, if you can't tell by us talking about them. But be anxious for everybody to see these things on Saturday, because I think there's enough of them that people are going to like different ones. But I truly feel, I know I say it every year, but I truly feel this is the deepest set I've ever hauled to this sale. So we'll get on to the next pin.